Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, talking fishing. If it's facts about fishing that you want to know, then tune in, folks, cause this is the show. We'll show you all the right bait to use, so sit right back, you got nothing to lose. Doesn't really matter if it's trout or carp, flathead, marlin or a gummy shark. Listen to the guys and you can't go wrong. They'll be talking about fishing till the cows come home. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Welcome everyone to Talking Fishing, another big show coming your way tonight. Plenty of your catches of the week as snapper continue to dominate. Cod season opens on Thursday and Trelly shows off 5 of his best lures for those of you keen for a cod this weekend. We have a complaint that Coronella isn't busy enough. You'll find out what a fish motel is, and the annual King George Whiting survey is well underway. All that and more, so let's get into it with a big welcome to the man who travels by kayak, Adam Ring. Welcome, Ads.
Thanks, Dave. Absolutely pumped for the cod opening. It's really nice to see and think about something that's not snapper or whiting, being the coastal Victorianites that we are, but cod season. It's shaping up to be a cracker, and I'm sure we'll talk about it with Trelly a bit later on, but I'm excited and I'm not even around there.
It is good, and I know we've had Eildon all year round, but it's the excitement of every other river, every other lake in Victoria and into New South Wales that people will be excited about, and it is cod opening on Thursday. It's also a very big welcome to the man all the way from Shepparton, Stephen Victor Trelfel. Welcome, Trelly.
Thank you very much, John Malcolm.
No worries, Trelly.
So formal.
Yeah, that's right. Well, middle names, he likes to bring them up. So, yeah, thank you very much. And it's a great
making sure everyone
topic.
knows your middle name's Victor.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Be like an early Christmas for you down in Shep, Trelly, wouldn't it? With cod opening coming up.
Well, I think that all the stars are sort of aligned at the moment because we've had a little bit of flooding
What
up
about
our
Mariah
way.
Carey?
Sorry?
Mariah Carey.
Right, yeah.
Well, the stars are aligned.
What's that got to do with Mariah Carey?
She's a star. She's
Yeah.
not doing too well.
Oh,
No, she's to get
Back
divorced.
again with the
yeah,
flick.
she's no good.
Anyway,
She wasn't
cod
married.
opening. So, yep, we've had a little bit of flooding up our way, which has actually gone down. Around the Shepparton area, we're getting some fantastic reports. Normally, they'd put environmental flow down around about this time of year, but obviously we've had the flooding, so it's not going to happen. So we're going to have, and I term it, a dry bank event. So all goods looking fantastic up our way along the Murray.
We're going to talk about what a dry bank event is later in the show.
Yep.
I know you probably covered it last year, but we'll cover it again this year. So, Trelly, are people... I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people that go to the Cod Classic this weekend at Mulwala, and is it 3,000 anglers?
Around about
3,000 anglers. So, so it's a great competition, and it gets everyone excited to kick off the season, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's right.
It's not like like the tea tree comp, the snapper is held. Obviously after a couple of months of people are out there doing the snapper thing, but it's a celebration of the start, isn't it?
Yes.
It is. It's sort of like the old duck opening. The duck opening back in the 60s and 50s, they used to stop the tennis, they stopped the cricket and all that, and it's something for duck opening.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's the cod opening. So so it is. It's just one of those things on the calendar. Get your mate. We go fishing the cod opening.
Yep. Plenty to talk about cod later on the show, but boys, let's have a look at what's been caught by the people at home. It's time for Catch of the Week.
Catch of the Week, brought to you by Shimano, providing reliable, trustworthy, quality fishing gear for your enjoyment.
Now here's this one to kick it off, right? Mark writes to me and he goes, "Hi guys, unfortunately I sent this to the wrong email address last week. Need to redeem myself with the missus. Caught by Kerry Lay, a 11.2 kilogram snapper on a pilchard off St Kilda last Sunday morning," which I think he means the Sunday before because he sent it to the wrong email address. Kerry, give him the flick. Seriously, Mark, get your email address.
You know what, though?
That is a cracker of a fish.
In
out fishing him anyway.
Mark's defence,
Yeah.
everyone will wait for an 11.2 kilo snapper. Look at that.
His fingers were probably trembling on the keyboard because 11.2. I mean, look at the tail on it.
That's a bigger snapper you'll see, and the photo finally, because photos are tough for some of these big fish.
Yeah.
That's
Trouble
a
is-
quite 100% justice. It looks huge.
Trouble is, Mark, you don't send it to idon'tcare.com.
My missus caught a bigger fish.com.au. All right, let's keep moving along. Chris Preston landed a beautiful little snapper off Hastings, just a typical size fish that's around at the moment, that 3 to 4 kilos. And well done to Chris.
Yeah, and that's
a fish.
really,
Early morning, it looks like. like. So
really, really exciting because those fish are starting to school up around Hastings, which we saw towards the back end of the season last season. So that's a great sign with those fish schooling up.
Bit small, Chris, but anyway, that's fine to see.
I tell you what, if there's a land-based option in Western Port, you can't go past Stockyard Point.
Correct.
And Greg Mitchell landed this cracker 86 centimetres. Hasn't got a
There's the
weight,
proof.
but
That's
86 centimetres. I mean, gummies and snapper off that area, Stockyard Point, and what
Low
a cracker
tide.
fish. Yeah,
So what is it with you guys? You're half centimetres and half weight. What's the go with you,
I don't
Danny?
know. I don't.
Just keeping it interesting, Charlie. You know how we roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, so you can't say mine was bigger than the other because one had a weight and one had a length.
No, it's because his mate got a 6.5 kilo fish. He wasn't sure whether it competed, so we just said it's in the
Do you
centimetres.
know what I think it's about? It's whether you own scales or not.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
that's true.
too, yeah.
Because everyone can measure the length, but
This is
not
true.
everyone's got a pair of scales. So,
Yeah.
but I think when you get a big fish, you want to weigh it, and you want to know is it a 7 or 8 or a 9 or
you do.
You know, or in Travis Dowling's case, I mean, under a kilo. He wanted his in grams.
That reminds me, next week, put on one of our topics for discussion,
Yeah.
the benchmark for all of our popular species. Snapper, 20-pound whiting. The benchmark.
like the lead cod.
Why
What's
don't we
the
have that? Yeah.
That's the benchmark to when it becomes a
10 pound
stonker.
trout.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah,
'Cause
the
it-
barrel, 100 kilo barrel.
Yep.
Yeah,
Barrel.
absolutely. Benchmark.
Whiting,
Great idea.
50
Remember that.
centimetres.
We might start a bit of a Facebook comp during the
Yes.
week and try and get some information.
Send them in during the
on
week
that.
and we'll put
what
them in
would
on
be
the show next
what
week.
would be the benchmark for a trout?
10 pound.
10 pound.
10 pound.
I'll be up with 6.
So
Yeah,
at
no,
10
it's
pounds,
10
saying
pound.
that's when it be anything above 10 pounds, like out of control.
Yeah, because there used to be those wine bottles that were around there, the muscat wine, and it had all the benchmark ones. There was a metre barra, a metre cod.
Really?
There was a 10 pound trout, and there was a couple other species, and you used to be able to buy the wine.
There we go. Send them in during the week and we'll have a list of the benchmark, either
Sizes,
weight or
yeah.
length
I remember because
for all
a
our
copper tried
popular
to book
species.
me in town for selling alcohol. in the shop.
Wouldn't be the first time. Let's keep going. Lachlan Hayes, he headed out on Ace Fishing Charters, our good friend Steve
Stevie.
Johnson. Well done, Steve. And I tell you what, if you want to go with someone who has had 87 years experience on Western Port and still has his depth sounder set to feet,
So it's got the paper one, isn't it?
go to, it is the old graph.
Another one
yeah.
of your feet.
Lachlan Hayes, lovely 5.8 kilo gummy aboard Steve Johnson's Ace Fishing Charters. Get
Well
on
done,
it.
Lockie.
Another one sent in, Hi Kramer. Cherie writes, Hi Kramer, just wanted to share these pics of my son Caleb with his fish we caught off Frankston on Sunday morning. The smile says it all. Let's have a look at Caleb. Now, he did get a snapper as well. I didn't show that. But the flathead.
good
That's a
flatty.
cracker flathead.
It's a great flatty.
And I tell you what, I'd take those 2 fillets any day over a snapper.
Yes.
But Cherie, thank you very much for sending Caleb's photo. That's absolutely fantastic. Let's keep with the kids. A lovely 43 centimetre whiting. In fact, Rill has fired a bit this week, boys.
Look at that.
That's nice.
That's Mia's mum. I can't remember her mum's name, but Mia's mum sent that in. Mia was just holding it there. A PB for the mum. So a lovely 43 centimetre.
That's a great whiting.
That's a cracker of a
It's a
whiting.
great whiting.
I just reckon a bit of warmer water around Rill, so the old King George might be just loving that area at the moment. So
What, 18 degrees?
no, not quite, really.
Not quite.
Nah, be just pushing 17 now. It's hard.
got a
it's
little bit
still
to go.
miles behind, so. And let's get back onto the Murray cod because it wouldn't be the same if we didn't have a Lake Eildon Murray cod. Gary Norton got up there with
Gaz.
his dad and just opened the account this year for 78 centimetres or 9 kilos.
It's a nice fish.
So he measured it both, Charlie.
He did.
But that's what you want to see, isn't it?
It's a great fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the slot limit for cod?
55 to 75.
Oh, so you'd have to throw that back?
So I don't know how he weighed it, but anyway,
I'd cut
that's
the
good.
tail off and put it on the barbie.
They had one of those nets that had the scale in it.
Yeah. Well, your bottom jaws. Yeah, no, you
Can I
don't
just
do
say,
that.
Gaz
Not
used to
supposed
work for us, and if
Oh, he
there is...
still does. He came to the cod
Oh,
lot the
there you
other
go,
night.
there you go.
He only works for you because he wants to get staff
Well,
discount.
if there's a definition for
turned up, yeah.
if there's a definition in the dictionary for the nicest man alive, it's Gary Norton. He's a
yeah.
pearl at that
yeah,
bloke.
yeah.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah, he's second.
So-
That's right.
Second behind Jerry, and Jerry's a long way behind.
Yes, clear.
But no. So we've had a few staff in the last few weeks. Like Cal did it the weekend before. Took his dad up there because he wanted to get his dad a cod. Got his dad a cod. Gaz went up there. Took his dad up there to get a cod. He took it himself. So anyway,
Well played, Gaz.
if you'd like to send in a pic of your catch of the week, this is what
Dad.
you have to do.
If you want to be like me and have your photo on TV, email your fishing pic to info@ifish.com.au.
Coming up on Talking Fishing, product of the week with Trelly's favourite cod lures. Right after this.
Talking Fishing.
We know what you'd rather be doing.
We know what you've really got in mind.
We know you'd rather be out fishing. And today's the day you're gonna wear the line. 'Cause every day's a good day.
Stop wishing.
Every day's a chance to drift away. Drift away.
Every day's a good day for fishing. See you down at Tackle World today.
Product of the week, brought to you by Tackle World.
Talking Fishing.
And it's all about the cod catch of the week this week. Trelly has brought in 5 of his best, or maybe it might be a few more than 5, but Trelly, over to you. Let's have a look at some of your favourite lures for cod.
No worries. Now, this one here,
Yeah.
Bassman Spinnerbaits do a huge range ads of lures, but when people walk in and they have a bit of a look along the wall, that type of thing, we always direct them to a couple of different particular colours. Purple probably being the main colour within the spectrum of the colours you'll see on the skirts. That with black is probably black and blue and red is probably the main one.
What, why is it purple? Because there's no
Yeah.
natural bait that I can think of that's purple. What is it? Because
Not
it's
too
the
sure.
same in hard bodies. Purple is a very popular colour, isn't
It
it?
is, yeah, that's right, yeah. So when you're right, you think of it and you say, what's purple in the water? So yeah, anyway, they might just think, hey, never seen one of these before.
Is
I'll have a
that
go at it.
like the favourite colour nail polish for cod fishermen or something? Or? No, I was just checking.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're right. So it could be,
Yeah.
but you can see these lures the way they're set up, and often they'll have they've obviously got the main hook in it, and a lot of times they'll actually put another hook in the actual soft plastic at the back here too, or not have a soft plastic at all. But yeah, purple, black, purple, red. But main purple and any colour with it, so that's probably one of the main ones.
And Colorado blade over a willow?
Yep. Yeah, Colorado blade gives you a lot more sort of sound off in the water, more vibration, and it will keep your lure high too. So if you're fishing reasonably sort of shallow water, you want to work them pretty shallow, just a bit of a high rod tip and work those, and you'll feel them really give you that feedback on the end of the rod, that thump, 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 as opposed to willow leaf ads.
Yep.
A willow leaf, you use them to dive a little bit deeper, so don't offer as much resistance in the water.
Would you ever fish a spinnerbait these days without a soft plastic tail?
I would, but I'd still hang a hook off it, because a lot of times the skirt will actually sort of hide that second hook.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's a way of either supporting it or
So
giving
what,
it a
just
bigger
like an
profile.
assist hook hanging off the second hook,
Yeah,
off
exactly.
the first
yeah.
hook or something?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
Okay.
they place it on there. So, but it's if you want to give it a bigger profile, a lot of times the fish will actually come up and sort of like territorially, sort of hit at it.
Yep.
So that's why you have that hook. So a lot of people will say, you hang that back blade back, and they want that hook to sit behind that as well. So there's a few little thought patterns there.
Nice. Number 2, Charlie?
Number 2, now this one here, this is the old stump jumper. And you can see there a couple of colours up there. These, I probably picked them out, probably a little bit close, but they are iconic colours, and you'll see through the range of anybody's sort of lure range. Thanks, Eds. Over there. I don't normally do this section. So those two colours are pretty. That's sort of what you'd call your mulga frog. You'll see those. A lot of the manufacturers will actually produce the same sort of colours, but they vary them a little bit. So that's your mulga frog, that one there. It's been around for years and years and years, even onto your old flatfish and things like that. And that's sort of a variation on it, but you'll see the orange underneath that one.
Yeah.
When you want to have a look at one of these lures, just pop them in the water beside the boat and only run them at a short length so you can see what they're doing in the water.
Yep.
And you'll see them, and you'll see that their roll.
But you can imagine being
You can
underneath it, Trelly.
Yeah. Well, you can just see on the camera then. When you roll that, you've got that yellow, that orange belly.
So
comes up.
you troll them as preferred to casting?
Both cast and troll.
Yep.
But probably more trolling, because it leaves one hand free for other things.
Nice. So get swatting away flies, Dave.
Oh, yeah.
I was just
Yeah,
checking.
can of Coke or something. So,
Right,
yeah.
Yep. Next one.
Yep. Now, these ones here probably get a little more interesting. Right. Now, these ones here are, and look, this shape is very common with a lot of lure manufacturers. This is actually an old mate, but it's a minnow style shape. So you can see there, you've got your natural colour, right? So that's pretty obvious as far as anything that lives in the water, like a water rat or a mouse, or even a snake or anything like that.
Yep.
And this other one here is actually it's actually a clear body. So you get a little bit
Really?
of sun on that. Yeah, you can't quite see it, and it's probably one of the few colours that's done in a clear body. So that will actually reflect light through that. Green base on it, little silver spots all over it.
Can I have a look at that one, Charlie?
That's
Little
nice,
silver
actually.
spots.
That
Those
is
scales are really
nice.
pop in the water.
Yeah, and the red stripe. So that actually, we sort of call it the redfin colour, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and what brand?
That's an old mate.
Oh, an old mate. Yeah.
Yep. It's got the wire in the
Got the
bib.
wire all the way through.
2 depths, 15 foot and 25 foot.
Yeah.
It's actually got
As
a...
old mate, all the old mates got ball bearings in the guts.
Yeah, all the old
Yeah,
mates have
for
got
the
ball
rattle.
bearings, but they've also got the saltwater transfer system in them.
Yeah.
So the bearing transfers to the back when you cast it. You know, you get a lot of lures when you cast them, they pick up on a bit of wind and they'll go sideways. This one will actually go where you
couple of
want it.
co-hosts like
So,
that.
yeah. Go sideways.
Yeah, right.
So you pick up on wind.
Oh, pick up on wind. I'll put those
Yeah.
in. So yeah, so that's a really interesting colour that was sort of developed and has been very, very popular.
That is sensational, Charlie. Well
Yep.
done.
These ones are unreal.
Yeah, now
Been around for a long time.
Yeah, now this one here is a cod lure. Now this one's been done for probably 20 years. This guy in Shepparton, and he's got a couple of different shapes in these ones, but that's just a basic purple. It's got a black stripe on
Here's
it.
the purple again.
Yeah, purple with a black stripe. This one's got a blue head on it, this one, and little pink underneath the front and the tail. So there's another one which is basically the same lure as that one there, but it's got a little pink stripe down the top of it. And it's really good for your cod or even your yellow belly. It's very, very popular in the yellow belly. So I know I've covered a few colours there, but they would be your go-to colours.
Yeah, Charlie, I'm just having a look down there. You've bought a few of the
Yep.
the Charlie specials from over the years, lures that you may not necessarily pick up these days, but iconic cod lures nonetheless.
We did. What I did is I actually grabbed this box out of my office running out tonight, and if you can, we can get a shot
What
up
is
of that
that?
one there. Now that
Can we get a close up of that one?
anyone who knows,
So
I
on
don't
the
think
screen, that's the
that
other
doesn't-
lure you were
that's
talking
the
about.
That doesn't match what we're on
That's
the
okay.
screen. Can we get a
That's
close
okay.
up of that one?
yep, we're on this camera.
I'm
over
sure Louis will.
There we
get
go.
into that.
There we go.
Here. Look.
That is old
You can
school.
see that.
That
Now
looks
that's
like
cool.
that looks like
That's-
a dolphin fish.
That's right. He's in the sanctuary. So yeah, you can only go so fast. So as you can see, that's soft. Right, so it's made of rubber.
Fair dinkum.
Right, now you've got on here, you've got 3 different anchor points for that clear bib. So you can have it at 3 different depths.
Yeah.
Now, so I'll show you the pack.
What brand?
Why you
Do
got
you
up
know the
there
brand?
close? It's a Rublex.
Yeah.
Now, why you've got a close-up
Matches
on
your
that there,
shirt
Louis?
too.
Go back to the close-up for us.
Yeah.
Thanks
Louis,
very
the
much.
cameraman, he's doing a great
While
job
you've
tonight.
got that, you can see
What's it called?
the age. That's a floppy. You can see the age of that packet there.
Yeah, that price is in pounds.
Yeah. Well, it's not quite, but it is. But you're right. It's just after it. That's $9.70, and that would have to be
Back in the 70s.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you think of the price of a lure nowadays. Back then, you're probably on $20 a week,
Yeah.
and you pay $9 for a lure. Yeah, it's just you'd be paying 100 and well, in your case, Dave, you're paying $500 for a lure.
Yeah.
So what's in a floppy?
That's a floppy. So
Did they do a
Okay.
hard version called a stivvy?
well, they did. They actually, yeah, sort of. No, they didn't. It was called a dam buster. There's been a few people trying to copy that.
Oh, what?
A few people trying to copy it.
A dam buster.
Yeah,
Oh.
Dam Buster. It was called Dam Buster, yeah. But what happened was, Rublex, who make the Ondex lures and a few of those really old iconic redfin lures, they went out of manufacture of these things because they said, well, it only sells along the Murray River, and the Goulburn and natives and that. So, it's like, why? Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Now, I found this one, Dave.
Yeah,
Now-
what is that?
Now, that's
Custom colour, is it?
a custom colour. That's your stump jumper. Now, stump jumper is absolutely iconic with cod lures.
Yeah.
I've got some that actually go back past this with when Johnny Ellis used to make them with steel bibs, metal bibs, hand make them.
Wow.
And then he went to different places, and they were big through Kmart and all that places. Now went back to pro stores. But you read on the top of that, Dave. What's that say on the top of that there?
That says.
Oh, yeah.
Dave's eyes are working.
Yeah.
No, they're working. Don't worry about that. It cost me a lot of money. Paul and Christy Worsling, 24th of July 2004, hooked for life.
Yeah.
That was what? That was on their wedding day, was
That
it?
was their wedding day stunt jumper that they actually
Bit like a bonbon on the Christmas table.
It was a bonbon, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's cool.
So that's and you can still do that today. You put an order in, you can actually get
some custom stuff.
We can get custom lures done for you. So yeah,
There you go.
a little bit of history there.
Yeah.
That's great stuff. The old floppy has been.
But haven't lures come a long way though? You go from that, which don't get me wrong, that's a pretty sweet lure.
Oh,
yeah,
but
yeah,
the finishes and the actual shape of the lures.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the funny thing is, you could put that in the water today and probably still catch a fish.
Oh, absolutely.
So, Charlie, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Tassie Devils are probably a classic, but there's other lures that people change trebles to singles.
Yep.
They don't do that for cod. It's all trebles. You've just presented everything, bar the spinnerbaits.
All right.
Everything from the 1970s through to today is all trebles. Is there any move away from trebles?
Were you reading my mind? As I know we haven't even talked about this on stage.
We haven't. It's just something I picked up on.
At the conference coming up in a couple of weeks' time in Shepparton.
Yeah.
The codger lure, which is that one there, is being produced in a special colour for the event with single hooks.
Is that right?
It is, and
there you go.
Yeah, so
it was just something I was picking up that every single thing you've put up had trebles on it.
Yeah.
But you don't hear anglers saying, I'll get rid of those trebles and go to singles.
You speak of a bluefin tuna, for instance, and you'd have 98% of the people these days running single hooks.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. But
and there's reasons. So, I mean, catch and release is a big thing, and to get a treble out is 3 times harder than a single. Do you know how to work that out?
you got 3
I
hooks.
was just checking if you could work it,
So it's something to do with 3 hooks.
But you know what I mean? The singles are used on a lot of lures, particularly when there's catch and release involved. Or with Tassies, it's less weed pickup and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's just something that I don't hear any cod fishermen talking about going to singles.
Very interesting, because
I don't think your catch rate is as good with single hooks, but it's not far off it.
Yeah.
But again, the benefits of
all those metal jigs with single assist, I put them back to trebles for the kingfish because I want to jag them everywhere I can. You don't drop one kingfish, it's no good.
Flannelette shirt and a fillet knife.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's what I want. Up next, there you go. That was cod. Up next, fisheries news, including news about fish motels. Next on Talking Fishing.
Talking Fishing.
Good morning, spotters. Stephanie speaking.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing. We're talking fishing.
Live from the studios of Channel 31 Melbourne, it's now time for some very fishy news.
Little bit of news this week, boys. And it kicks off with Murray cod. People have been naughty again. Naughty news again. The headline is Murray cod seized out of session. A quick call from a concerned member of the public to the 1-3 fish line yesterday, and this was a few days ago, has seen 4 people from Cobram caught with undersized Murray cod during the closed season. Regional Supervising Fisheries Officer Murray Burns said fisheries and police responded to the call. Wow, they got the police. And located the offenders who had been fishing for Murray cod in the Goulburn River at Shepparton. Put your staff at lunchtime, Shirley. A search of their vehicle revealed 3 Murray cod concealed under the mat in the boot, measuring 34, 42 and 48 centimetres, which is less than the minimum legal size of 55 centimetres, Mr. Burns said. Mr. Burns, is he off
Simpsons?
Simpsons, yeah. It'd be hard to do a media release and, be serious. But I saw now, if you want to get it and see the photos of this, because it's ridiculous, they treat these fish like crap. They were covered in dirt, they were thrown where the spare wheel goes in the boot. Like, it's just, they need to be thrown like that, So anyway, it went on to say the cod had also been taken during the closed season, and none of the offenders had a fishing licence.
Got a triple threat. Undersized, out of season, no fishing.
Is this your staff?
I'm tipping it. They're new Australians, I'm tipping.
Oh, it doesn't Can't say that.
I know.
In the open season, the Murray cod daily catch limit is one fish in rivers one fish in rivers and 2 in lakes, with a size limit of 55 to 75 centimetres. All Murray cod that are caught in the closed season, under or oversize, or exceed the bag limit, must be returned to the water at the soonest opportunity with a minimum amount of injury or damage. So you got to look after them.
So you're not allowed to roll them around in the dirt and then throw them in the boot for a bit?
No.
No, under the mat. No, you can't say that you're going to release them like down the road in another part of the river. No.
Yeah, especially up
And this is what they're going to cop. The offenders each face fines of up to $1,087 precisely, being comprised of $155 for not having a licence, $466 for having undersized Murray cod, and $466 for taking Murray cod during the closed season. Well, shouldn't all of them cop it 3 times?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
Oh, there
Hand
was
up.
three of them?
Yeah,
Three of them?
Yeah.
And there was 3 fish?
Yeah.
Oh, they stuck to the bag
Or they
limit.
get
at
one
least.
each.
Yeah, they stuck to the bag limit. So.
Anyway, that's what one. Let's keep talking about cod, and the Murray Codference is coming up, Trelly, in your hometown.
It is.
It's on Sunday, the 11th of December, from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. It's at the East Bank Conference Centre, 70 Wellsford Street in Shepparton. Is that far from your shop?
No, not very far.
No.
Staggering
And
distance.
to register, you need to email improving.fishing@ecodev.vic.gov.au or call that number on your screen right now.
So an easy email address to remember.
Yeah. Or we'll put it on Facebook tomorrow so you can see it there. If you can register for a free seat, registering helps plan the seating and catering. And if it's anything like the Trout Conference Trelly, I'll be eating 14 pies and 13 sausage rolls at morning tea and some lovely beverages at lunchtime and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
So
probably playing snakes and ladders the next day.
Probably, yeah. But anyway, no, it's good. Get to the conference. There's a lot of good information. Like you said, is everyone going to get a free codulua?
Oh, did I say that?
I think you did.
Did I?
Custom colour.
Well, you know.
Bet you's got Target 1 million on it. or
Could
something like
have.
that. Yeah.
Could
there you
have.
go. Anyway, that's that bit. Let's keep moving along with the news. The King George whiting larvae survey is on. Fisheries Victoria scientists are currently undertaking annual monitoring of how many King George whiting larvae made it into the bay's seagrass nursery areas from this winter's spawning season. Have a look at that photo on the screen there. King George whiting spawn in ocean waters, most likely along the southeast coast of South Australia. This long-term monitoring has shown that when winter-spring winds blow harder and more frequently from the west, more of these tiny larvae are transported into the bay. This winter-spring has seen plenty of westerly winds, and the results of the survey so far are looking very good. This is good news for whiting anglers, as these tiny fish will be ready to catch in about 2 years' time. That is a cracker of a photo, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
Pretty fast growing if they're ready to catch in 2 years.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
That's unreal.
And the thing is, we've got a cracker whiting season now.
Yep.
They're not being netted like they were.
Yeah.
And so if that continues right throughout summer, these fish are going to be, I reckon, well, there's a very, very big amount of 37 centimetre fish in Port Phillip Bay. I'm not talking Western Port. Western Port's a little bit different, but 37 centimetre fish in Port Phillip Bay right now. They will soon be 40. You know, by March, April next year, they'll probably be 40. If they don't leave the bay, if they're comfortable and they don't go out to spawn, we will have a really, really good class of fish still in the bay and plenty coming through. So whiting
Interesting,
fishing,
that chap that your mate who done the survey. Remember he comes in those surveys, he said those spikes in the good fishing seasons. What will happen now with the habitat being left there without netting and things like this going on?
Yeah.
Over to you, Dave.
We've got good fishing ahead of us, I'll tell you. All right. Sorry, they were yelling in my ear to read the next one while Trelly was talking. The next one, anglers help evaluate the effectiveness of 44 fish motels, Trelly.
Look at that.
Now, last Saturday, around 25 volunteer local anglers supported a community fishing day at Kangaroo Lake near Swan Hill to help evaluate the effectiveness of 44 fish motels installed in 2014. So that photo on your right is a homemade fish motel. It's habitat. It's what the fish hang around. And then the guys are fishing there. You see those yellow markers there just indicating where they are, and the guys are fishing on them. Golden perch, redfin and silver perch made up most of the angler catches, and some promising signs were also seen on the sounder around the fish motels. The evaluation will continue over the next few months as anglers record their fishing catch and effort at Kangaroo Lake in an angler diary. If anyone wants to help out, we might put this information up on Facebook tomorrow. You want to get involved, contact Carl Mathers. carl.mathers@thewedgegroup.com.au. The installation of fish motels into Lakes Kangaroo and Boga, along with this evaluation, were funded by fishing licence fee. So there you go. Have you guys heard about fish motels?
Yep.
Yeah.
And those lakes fish really good this time of year. I get some good reports back on redfin over there.
Yeah.
Excellent. It's a pretty little spot to go.
Yeah.
Lake Boga's the home of the warplane, the ones that land on water that used to do the bombing of the dams.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, there's a few of those.
3DB flying tadpole.
Yeah, flying tadpole, yeah.
Remember that? You weren't even born then, Ads.
Just sounds funny.
Used to look for sharks. Oh, we haven't spoken about the bloke who got bitten by sharks.
No, we haven't.
We'll try and get to that.
So much,
But Charlie, you're not, but you're pretty familiar with fish motels.
Well, that style thing, I've seen them come up before. And that's a great initiative. To put them over there, it's great.
It's just someone caught a snap of you during the week at a fish motel, and no, there you are. You were actually at the fish motel
that was happy hour.
in the dolphin sanctuary down near the heads.
That was happy. I didn't know it was
That's just another fish motel. That's your licence fees at work there. And there's a couple of there drinking schooners, mate.
I know,
isn't there?
Yeah, they're too far out of the water. Don't know the rules.
Look, see the blonde on the right hand side too. She was drinking daiquiris, I think. Is that what they call them? Daiquiris. But anyway, very familiar with fish motels, we're told. Up next, Kramer's mailbag, including a complaint that Coronella is too quiet. Next on Talking Fishing.
Talking fishing.
Make mine a Mornington.
G'day, David Kramer here. I'm a massive fan of the Mazda BT50, having personally driven and owned one for more than 5 years now. And to tell you what, you can't beat them for an all-round great ute and a great tow vehicle. Get into Mornington Mazda before the end of the month and grab yourself a run-out bargain. I made mine a Mornington Mazda.
Make mine a Mornington Mazda.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Oh dear, the things that go on during an ad break. It's sometimes hard to control.
Oh, my God.
Lucky we don't film the ad breaks, Charlie. A bit of mailbag. Here we go. Let's kick it off. Hi, David and crew. After your comments on the overflow of the Coronella car park, this is the complaint. It's not really a complaint. I just want to stir him up. This is from Pete. After your comments on the overflow of the Coronella car park on Tuesday night, I launched there on Wednesday at 7:15 a.m. The bay was calm with an offshore wind predicted in the afternoon. Great conditions, and I think we've got a photo from the car park. There were only 2 other trailers in the car park, and one of them was the ferry skipper. You must have scared people off. Great work. Made it easy for me. So Pete wants us to mention every week that Coronella's flat out. You won't get a car park because no one's going there.
Put Coronella in there. Well, there's
two cars.
Don't bother going to Patterson Lakes. It's full.
The fishing was excellent. Caught 5 snapper. Kept my bag of 3, which was a 6, a 5.5, and a 2.5, and returned 2 about 4 kilos.
That's unreal.
On your Pete. Well
You're on
done.
your feet.
Last time we mentioned Coronella as being busy.
That's right,
The next one, Matthew writes to us, hi guys, do you know if you can buy reel seats or rod grips? If you know where I can get them, let me know.
Just give us a call at the shop.
We sell them?
Hey, everyone.
We can get them.
All right. There you go.
Rod building, I guess, building your own rod or repairing an old
He
one.
must be. So Matthew, ring Adam tomorrow. Tackle World Mornington.
Yeah.
Easy.
Or Geelong, to a stack of left over from Longy.
Enough to build 8,000 rods.
No, he's a bowerbird feeding him.
I don't know where Matthew is, but if he's over your way, ring Tackle World Geelong.
Yeah, tell you what. Yeah.
All right. I was going to try and think of something smart to say about Caesar, but I couldn't think of it. Greg writes to us. He writes, hey guys, had a question posed to me today. Is there still trawling?
Don't marry her.
And is there still trawling in Port Phillip Bay? Can you answer this for me, as I know the commercial fishing industry is being phased out? Has that happened, or is there still some around? Cheers from Greg.
Can I just put, mate?
Yeah.
If the commercial fishing industry hasn't been phased out,
No.
it's just the netting.
Yes,
Yeah.
just
Just
the
to correct
method,
that,
isn't it?
It's just long lining for snapper.
Yep.
So there we go.
Yeah, rod
And
reel
hand
fishing.
lining,
And hand lining,
they can still do a lot of commercial fishing outside of the beautiful bay
It's only
that we
the-
have,
It's
the
only the
estuary.
netting.
Yeah, but you're right, Greg. There is still some netters around. 43 netters were in Port Phillip Bay. 33 of them have gone, so there's 10 left, and 8 of those guys will remain as a longliner after 2022.
Yep.
I think so. 10 of them could be until 2022, where 2 of them will get out and 8 of them will remain just as longliners. There you go.
Beautiful.
That's Kramer's Mailbag. If you'd like to write into Kramer's Mailbag, this is what you have to do.
Send your mail to Kramer's Mailbag, PO Box 734, Patterson Lakes, Victoria 3197, or email kramer@ifish.com.au.
All right, now, Trelly, a couple of subjects we wanted to cover, and we've got about 4 minutes. The GAC Raiser, the fundraiser that was on Sunday night, was a great night.
It was.
200 people in attendance.
Yep.
Tell us how it went.
Went really well, better than expected. Actually, it was really good. Rex did the commentary. We helped out where we could, and we had some really good stuff, funny stuff. We sold some ads off for Rex is going to do some 30-second commercials for people.
Yeah.
We sold off Rex and I Go Fishing with a guy for $2,000, and he's not even going to take a rod, he's just going to take his esky.
Going to sit there and watch you and Rex fish.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
And people were very, very generous with their offers on the auction items. And we made a bit of a fun out of it, took a bit of a whiz out of Gacky, which is his style.
Yep.
And we raised, look, I believe it would have been very, very close to 45. We're hoping 50. We haven't quite done the numbers yet.
$1,000.
$1,000 out of that. So,
Unreal.
yeah,
Wow.
so that's a fantastic effort.
Well done to the industry and everyone that turned up, because it was a great night. Trelly, another thing coming up is obviously cod opening, and the rivers are very important to a lot of people. And we spoke about this last year about a dry bank event. Can you explain what a dry bank event is, and are we going to have one this year?
Yes. Now, I always go to the chaps like Murray Goulburn Water and those who have
Is that his
control.
name? Murray Goulburn Water.
Yeah, no, it's the
convenient.
or the Broken Catchment Authority, Murray Goulburn Water, because they're the people that deliver water. So they get an order through for horticulture down Mildura or water South Australia. They've got to deliver the water, and there's about 5 parties that make up that. So it's pretty complicated how they deliver water. Now, along with that, they try and piggyback some of those flows with environmental flows to give water to the banks and all those areas that need. So the important thing that I put in the calendar, I go to these guys and I say, look, we need a dry bank event at cod opening. So historically, we've had a couple of times where they've actually dropped the water by 2 or 3 metres, and banks are like when they're steep and you're
Like
trying to get down with
and
it. Yeah,
ANZ and that.
yeah.
Hey?
Riverbanks.
Oh,
You probably
yeah.
think a current's something you plug the 240 volt into, but anyway. But yeah, so I go to these people and I say, look, this is a very important Christmas, Easter, and cod opening. I want a dry bank event, so keep the level of the waters
Keep
the
it
same.
consistent so that the bank's not wet, and when they drop the level, it's not all wet and muddy.
And they
You
have
want it
done
dry.
they have done the last few years, which has been really, really good.
Yep.
And it's going to happen again this year because we've got no environmental flows. We don't need them. We've had the floods.
Yeah.
So this year is looking excellent. Look, the Goulburn's looking excellent. The water's clearing up. The Murray is looking excellent. We've got a few little problems with downstream on the Edwards and the Nema and the Warcool, bit of black water down there, but I think that's being attended to. I think it's improving. Well, it's not going to be as bad as what we thought. It's looking fantastic up our way, so you'll be able to walk down the bank, get the kids to come down there, not going to get muddy boots and bits and pieces. It's looking really, really good.
All right, next subject, Blackwater event, because there's people writing to us saying there's been a Blackwater event. There's dead Murray cod everywhere. Is that true?
I haven't witnessed it first up, and I can only tell you what's come to me secondhand. We've had fish kills in the Warcool River, the Nema, the Edwards, and they all in turn flow back into the Murray River. So we have had some fish kills in those areas.
Yep.
They have been trying to run water down through different spots like the Mulwala Canal and bring it in and trying to flush some oxygenated water through that. Look, I don't know the management situation, but I think they've dodged a bullet downstream as far as that sort of poisoning the water
So does
downstream.
somewhere like Mulwala get affected by that?
No, it's the Barmer Choke. So what they call a Barmer Choke is you've got the Murray River comes down and joins with the Goulburn, and that historically can only take, let's say it's 10 gallons of water through there.
Yep.
If you're trying to push 15 gallons of water through there or 12 gallons of water through there, it backs up even up to Shepparton.
Yeah.
So
I think you explained this 2 weeks ago, but I slept through it. So.
That's all right. Yeah, I was probably goes through the bush. Yeah, takes oxygen out of the water. Finally gets through and okay. So
No, I'm interested this time.
it finally gets through, but it gets through as water with no oxygen in it, basically. Yeah. So, and that's what causes the fish kill.
So is there an answer to that? You know, like, or is it just something natural that's always going to happen?
Environmental can be dodged.
Yeah, look, I do question water management.
Yeah.
But I can't pinpoint figures because we had guys come on there last week saying about pumping water into some of the forests, to give the forest a drink.
Yeah.
I think we overthink it sometimes. They can be dry for 10 years or whatever, and then they'll get a flush. You look back on history before White Man was here, and they would have went a huge periods of time probably without water. Where I think we're trying to overthink it and do too much.
They wouldn't have had
sometimes.
to ring the chaps at Murray Goulburn Water, would they?
No.
Back in those days,
That's
to say we've got a
They'd
black
make a trunk
water
call.
we've got a black water event coming.
That's right, yeah.
They wouldn't have ever known, would they?
Yeah.
In fact, they probably looked up and saw a black cockatoo and thought it was going to rain.
They'd have a smoking ceremony and make a trunk call.
That's exactly right. There you go. Coming up, this week's hotspots next on Talking Fishing.
Talking fishing.
G'day, Callan here from Paul Worsling's Tackle World Cranbourne. Supercharged batteries have been supplying maintenance-free marine batteries since 2001. The Seamaster Gold range is second to none, delivering superior starting power and reserve capacity. No need to top up with water, truly a fit and forget battery. With up to 2 years replacement warranty, you know you have quality. Your battery is your lifeline. Without it, you're dead in the water because it's bloody hard to push start. I've got a Seamaster battery in my boat. Make yours a Seamaster Gold today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
And now the segment you've all been waiting for, Fishing Hotspots. Get on 'em, it's where the fish are.
I think we have some fair weather coming up this weekend too, boys. So hotspots are going to be hotly contested.
Is there a typo there, Dave? I don't see Coronella up there.
No, there's no Coronella. No, it's not going to be busy there. So don't go to Coronella. Won't be busy. Won't be busy at all. No. Let's kick it off. Number one, Corio Bay Inner Harbour Trelly is still fishing sensationally for big snapper. And I think it's got something to do. I was talking to Chris from Tackle World Geelong in the car on the way to Gacky's on Sunday, and he was just saying the remarkable amount of silver whiting that are in Corio Bay. And I said, is that normal? He goes, not that I know of.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
so
pretty cool.
That's right.
where are these silver whiting? They're just all of a sudden there's like that, absolutely thousands. Or there's two
Well, we
guys
saw
who've
an
got
old mate that
184.
took 1,000.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But that's brought the big snapper in, and so any of the land-based options in the inner harbour of Corio Bay is fishing very, very well.
Yeah, that's some great reports, like you say.
Yeah. Over the other side of the bay, Black Rock just seems to be the capital. I think that warmer water is starting to heat up a little bit on the northern end of the bay, and certainly Black Rock's heading up towards that northern end, and there's been some cracker fish. You don't have to go out far there.
No, if you
sit in 12, 13 metres of water.
Yeah, if you have never ever caught a snapper or pinky snapper or anything on soft plastics, do yourself a favour and go and grab yourself a packet, head down to Black Rock and fish in, they said 10 to 12, you don't even have to go far. It could be 6 metres of water. It's the most fun you'll ever have.
What would your number one plastic be?
85mm flick bait, pilly.
Yep, cool. Over to Western Port, and Hastings is absolutely fantastic at the moment. Some big fish sitting there. Fish deep.
Yep.
You always fish deep off Hastings. So, and just get your tides right. A good run-in tide seems to be really good at the moment, and some big fish up to 8 kilos off Hastings. Let's head over to Rill now on Phillip Island there, and some fantastic fishing over there. If you want to be a little bit offshore, there's some great snapper, but the calamari on the weed beds and the King George whiting from over there is just sensational.
Get excited.
It's a great time here because we are now at turnover time.
Yeah.
People, that even though it hasn't been great for snapper, there's been some great fish, but the weather has not been good for snapper fishing. People are starting to turn over. It's getting to summer. It's time for King George whiting. It's time to have a good feed.
And
of
they
some
won't
nice
disappoint.
whiting fillets.
They won't disappoint like the snapper.
No.
The whiting won't disappoint.
No,
as
both
much.
Western
They'll be
Port,
ready.
both Western Port and Port Phillip starting to fire and King George whiting. Let's head up north of the state, and Lake Marwala is the place to be this weekend. It is the Cod Classic.
Yep.
3,000 anglers will be trekking. In fact, many of them heading up, midweek this week. I mean, it's getting ready, setting up the tents and into it on Thursday.
Yeah, that's right.
And if you're not sure what lures to take, 5 of the best in product of the week. Keep up to date on Facebook all week and make sure you got at least one of each of them.
Yeah. So very, very big weekend in Marwala, but all the cod places will be firing. And the other place that you should never forget, because we fought hard to get every boat on it that we could, Blue Rock Lake. The bass are just on fire.
This gets me excited, Charlie.
Yeah.
I've used all my woo-woos, but get the cicada invitations out, boys. Dusk.
Yeah, bass in shallow water too, I'm told.
The trouble is, like, where are you going to pick this weekend? Everything's going.
I know.
It's all just coming at once.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yabbies are even starting to catch yabbies in some spots.
And we're so close to telling you about Hazelwood. We just can't tell you.
We just can't yet.
There is a hold up. But anyway, look, there's just some technical things about
Barramundi. Can't even give us a little, not
allowed.
Nothing.
Not allowed. We'll open soon. That's
I'll
all I
get you
can
on a
say.
drink later on, you'll tell me.
I'll tell you, but it's very, very, very close. So anyway, that's it. That's hotspots. Now, boys, something Jeff Stock sent to me last night.
Stocky?
Is that the water has stopped flowing into Tolondo. Mm-hmm. Not sure why. I've been trying to find out why today, but
how long were they expecting it? How long was it going to take to get the 10 gig in there?
Yeah, I thought that was going to stop about 1st of December, because I think they have a bit of a policy around when you get into summer, the evaporation rate's quite high in the channel. So it may have to do with that, but I couldn't get any answers today out of all the people I spoke to. But I think it might be that the 10 megs is now in. I could be wrong, but I think the 10 megs was promised, and I've got a feeling it's in. Now, whether Tolondo's entitled to more than that, I'm not sure. I don't know how that works. But
it will all depend on Rocklands?
Yeah, but Rocklands, I think in Stocky's, I'm doing it by memory, Stocky's message to me was that I think Rocklands is at 155,000 meg, and the trigger point's 116.
Okay, so you've got the right story to ask.
Yeah, so I don't know what the rules are around how much.
As a percentage, what's Tolondo as a percentage for?
33.
Oh, so it's not that full.
So it's still quite low. Yeah, and I think a lot of the lakes in that district are full. Like they're 100%. I think there's a lot of lakes. So should more be put into Tolondo from Rocklands? I don't know. I don't know how the rules work. We will find out for next Tuesday, definitely, because Tolondo is a hot topic. And you know what? I went to the golf on Sunday with the Premier. I was just at a function with him, and he said to me, David, do you know what the number one issue that he gets stopped in the street about? The number one thing that fishermen praise him for? He goes, what you did for Tolondo. So, and remember, they were only, Labor came into power, I think, in the November, and in mid-January they put that 5,000 megs in, which really did save Tolondo, because if it hadn't have got that 5 meg, it would have gone dry, and we'd be in a phase now with all this water that we'd be putting yearlings in or something, trying to rebuild it. So those fish got through. But the Premier said to me, the number one thing that people talk to him about in the street, and he said the other day he was at Springvale. Someone said, "Oh, good on you, what you did for Tolondo."
Mr. Premier, have a look at old Rocklands there and see if we can get another trigger point's worth of water.
Need to do that. So Trelly, locally. Where would you be going cod fishing this weekend? If you don't want to go all the way to Marwala, don't want to do Eildon because Eildon's been done, and they tell me the water skis are breeding there in their millions. Where would you go? Where would your favourite spot be this weekend?
It's probably a little bit hard because it's just firing all at once. Like we've just taken a state.
Well, where do the local people at Shepparton go? So when snapper season rolls up, we all head to either Coronella or we head to Carrum. Where do the people at Shepparton? Where do they go to catch cod?
Oh, look, they'd probably go up the Murray.
Do they?
Yeah, a lot of them will go to the Murray. I think it's just scenic-wise, it's just a lovely river.
Is it
really
bigger
a lovely
fish
river.
than the Golden, or is it the same?
No, pretty much the same.
Yep.
Yeah, so access is probably a little bit better. But yeah, look around the Goulburn, around Shepparton, there's heaps and heaps of access from Murchison right down to Shepparton, which is some really good spots. And, Cobram, Yarrawonga, Strathmerton, Yallupnarine, those sorts of areas are just lovely places to be.
Yeah.
Would you be lure fishing this early?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's great. Yeah, you can see quite some depth into the water.
Awesome.
Yeah, really good.
Where does the Barty grub sit this time of year?
The Barty grub.
Yeah, is it
in the food chain?
On the end of a 5
are they seasonal? The Barty grubs seasonal?
They usually get them around about sort of March, April, May.
Yeah.
And then we've got to sort of hold on them and something.
Yeah, okay.
But they usually sit on the end of the hook seasonally. But look, this time of year, you were a little bit past the bait coming out, so we are sort of going bait, but we are probably more lures and spinner baits and things like that working the structure. So yeah.
I saw a picture of a lure today that looked like a blue-tongue lizard.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen them?
Oh, I've not seen the same one, but there's some
cool.
weird stuff. There's great stuff out there.
There's some, and they're big. Is cod fishing lures getting bigger?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You've seen, come at the conference. Those wake baits are up to, this big, 14 inches long, or 360 mil long.
Wow.
Far out.
Sit just underneath the water, real big presence. Great. Yeah.
There you go. That's it for Talking Fishing. We hope you enjoyed the show. Good luck to all the competitors in this weekend's Cod Classic at Mulwala, as well as all of you just heading out in search of a mighty Murray cod as the season opens. Some calm weather forecast for the bays this weekend too. We hope you can get out and enjoy it. Until we see you again next Tuesday on Talking Fishing, please stay safe on the water and enjoy your fishing.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. We got all you need, just take a look. Watch those fish jump on your hook. So just relax and take your time. Enjoy the show, then drop us a line. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. Talking fishing.
Have a good weekend, Mr. Walker.
You too, son.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, talking fishing. If it's facts about fishing that you want to know, then tune in, folks, cause this is the show. We'll show you all the right bait to use, so sit right back, you got nothing to lose. Doesn't really matter if it's trout or carp, flathead, marlin or a gummy shark. Listen to the guys and you can't go wrong. They'll be talking about fishing till the cows come home. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Welcome everyone to Talking Fishing, another big show coming your way tonight. Plenty of your catches of the week as snapper continue to dominate. Cod season opens on Thursday and Trelly shows off 5 of his best lures for those of you keen for a cod this weekend. We have a complaint that Coronella isn't busy enough. You'll find out what a fish motel is, and the annual King George Whiting survey is well underway. All that and more, so let's get into it with a big welcome to the man who travels by kayak, Adam Ring. Welcome, Ads.
Thanks, Dave. Absolutely pumped for the cod opening. It's really nice to see and to think about something that's not snapper or whiting, being the coastal Victorianites that we are, but cod season, it's shaping up to be a cracker, and I'm sure we'll talk about it with Trelly a bit later on, but I'm excited and I'm not even around there.
It is good, and I know we've had Eildon all year round, but it's the excitement of every other river, every other lake in Victoria and into New South Wales that people will be excited about, and it is cod opening on Thursday. It's also a very big welcome to the man all the way from Shepparton, Stephen Victor Trelfel. Welcome, Trelly.
Thank you very much, John Malcolm.
No worries, Trelly.
So formal.
Yeah, that's right. Well, middle names, he likes to bring them up. So, yeah, thank you very much. And it's
making
a great
sure
time
everyone knows your middle name's Victor.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know.
It'd be like an early Christmas for you down in Shep, Trelly, wouldn't it? With cod opening coming up.
Well, I think that all the stars are sort of aligned at the moment because we've had a little bit of flooding up our way. Sorry?
Mariah Carey.
Right, yeah.
Well, the stars are aligned.
What's that got to do with Mariah Carey?
She's a star. She's not doing too well.
No, she's to get divorced.
Yeah, she's no good.
Anyway,
she wasn't married.
So, yep, we've had a little bit of flooding up our way, which has actually gone down. Around the Shepparton area, we're getting some fantastic reports. Normally they'd put environmental flow down around about this time of year, but obviously we've had the flooding, so it's not going to happen. So we're going to have, and I term it, a dry bank event. So all good's looking fantastic up our way along the Murray.
We're going to talk about what a dry bank event is later in the show. Yep. I know you probably covered it last year, but we'll cover it again this year. So, Trelly, people... I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people that go to the Cod Classic this weekend at Mulwala, and it was 3,000 anglers.
Around about
3,000 anglers. So it's a great competition, and it gets everyone excited to kick off the season, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's right.
It's not like like the tea tree comp, the snapper is held. Obviously after a couple of months of people are out there doing the snapper thing, but it's a celebration of the start, isn't it?
It is. It's sort of like the old duck opening. The duck opening back in the 60s and 50s, they used to stop the tennis, they stopped the cricket and all that, and it's something for duck opening. Nowadays, it's the cod opening. So so it is. It's just one of those things on the calendar. Get your mate. We go fishing the cod opening.
Yep. Plenty to talk about cod later on the show. But boys, let's have a look at what's been caught by the people at home. It's time for Catch of the Week.
Catch of the Week, brought to you by Shimano, providing reliable, trustworthy, quality fishing gear for your enjoyment.
Now here's this one to kick it off, right? Mark writes to me and he goes, "Hi guys, unfortunately I sent this to the wrong email address last week. Need to redeem myself with the missus. Caught by Kerry Lay, a 11.2 kilogram snapper on a pilchard off St Kilda last Sunday morning," which I think he means the Sunday before because he sent it to the wrong email address. Kerry, give him the flick. Seriously, Mark, get your email address.
You know what, though?
That is a cracker of a fish.
In Mark's defence, everyone will wait for an 11.2 kilo snapper. Look at that.
His fingers were probably trembling on the keyboard because 11.2. I mean, look at the tail on it.
That's a bigger snapper you'll see, and the photo finally, because photos are tough for some of these big fish. That's a 100% justice. It looks huge.
Trouble is, Mark, you don't send it to idon'tcare.com.
My missus caught a bigger fish.com.au. All right, let's keep moving along. Chris Preston landed a beautiful little snapper off Hastings, just a typical size fish that's around at the moment, that 3 to 4 kilos. And well done to Chris.
Yeah, and that's
a fish. Early morning, it looks like. So
really, really exciting because those fish are starting to school up around Hastings, which we saw towards the back end of the season last season. So that's a great sign with those fish schooling up.
Bit small, Chris, but anyway, that's fine to see.